Okay, well, whether you're taming thick curls or taking on strands that are static prone, it's important to have the right tools for the job. Stylist Joey Figueiredo is here to help us find the perfect brush for every hair type. This can be really hard.
Yeah, as you were saying, there's so many choices out there. Like, which one do you use?
Endless. Yeah, so talk about some of the ones you brought in today and what type of hair they're for.
Okay, so there's really not one specific brush for a hair type.
Okay.
It's what you're going for, what style you're going for. And the reason we have, you get the best hair at the salon because we're using the right products with the right brush or tools with the right technique. So all three of those kind of have to come together as one, but it's all about preparation. So I always talk about preparation, your foundation, right? So spray your hair when it's wet with a great detangler. I like to use ones with keratin proteins or cysteine amino acids and also thermal protectants because if you're using these brushes, more likely you're going to be using a hot tool,
My
correct?
hair's usually smoking.
Yes.
Like so by the time I'm done.
So what we want to do is detangle, but detangle it healthier. So what you usually use is a wide tooth comb, something just to kind of, you always want to work from the ends all the way up to the scalp.
Why?
Just because when you're going to go from the scalp to the mid-lengths, you're going to get all those tangles
that's why you get
Yeah, so you just want to work it gently through. I see a lot of women just raking through. What that's going to do is break up that hair because that's the most flexible your hair is in when it has moisture in it.
Okay.
I'm not sponsored by this brand, but I love this brand. It's called the Wet Brush. You can find it at Target, Sally's, your stylist might have it. I don't know how it works. It's flexible bristles. So when you actually brush through your hair, it literally, the finest hair, if you have the finest hair, it's great for kids. I give these to my nieces all the time because, you know, kids and their crazy hair. So yeah, preparation with detangling brushes is key. And then which round brush do you use? You know,
there's so many types. From size to type.
Yeah, so let's go from size first, right? So what are you looking for? You want to get that big, beautiful blowout, volume. What I really, for the medium size, I always like this 2-inch round brush. Most people have that size hair, so it won't get tangled. My little trick is if your hair, and you can test this in the salon or when you're buying a brush, if your hair wraps around that brush more than once, it's more likely to get stuck. I've gotten those calls before.
So you need a bigger brush.
So you need a bigger brush. I don't like this brush for people, this smaller brush with hair down here. Well, that's going to get tangled in there. You're going to get stuck, and I'm going to get that call. And so
keeping Joey in business.
So yeah, 2 inches is usually the best part.
If
you have thicker, longer hair, you can get the mega brushes.
This thing is scary.
It's huge, but it will give you that volume. But with those women with really thick hair, that's what I get the job done. It's going to get it done faster, and you're going to get it a little bit more smoother that way.
Okay, now let's talk about what they're actually made of. I have a friend who bought one with a metal top, and she burned her neck, had a huge burn on her neck from it.
So there's a difference between natural boar hair brushes and nylon synthetic brushes. The boar hair brushes are great. You can get them in paddle brushes or this. The round brushes are going to really stretch that hair and get it really smooth, close down that cuticle. You're going to get a longer strand, a longer blowout with that. And it's going to be really smooth. Have you ever heard that saying, 100 brush strokes a day keeps your hair healthy? You know, like just brush your hair 100 times a day. What it's going to do is spread that oil from your scalp all the way to the mid-lengths to the ends. Before we had oils or to add in, they used to do that before in dry hair. So that's what's going to do that. Now this nylon, it's going to heat up. There's a little thermal metal in there, which you could burn yourself, so be careful. But it's going to give you more of a bounce and more of a curvature to the hair and a little bit more texture. So instead of super smooth, use a synthetic one or a nylon one. I love this in the salon because everybody loves bouncy, beautiful hair. So that's what I really like.
This goes through your hair easier. I feel like these make my hair frizzy. Is that just like me thinking that though?
No, well, it's just because it pulls it a little bit more, so you want that tension on there, and smaller sections are key. So you can get that bevel. But for your hair, for your hairstyle, it's really going to make it really smooth and kind of bevel at the ends. Just to give you a little bit of tip on that.
I'm doing everything wrong. Joey, thank goodness you are here, saving the day, brushing us up on our brushes. Thanks so much for being here.